Hi everyone, it's Debbie May at Wholesale Supplies Plus. Happy Thursday, and today we're going to talk about shrink wrap and labels, both of which are on sale today. But before we get started, please go ahead and like our Facebook page and make sure you share this video because Facebook likes it when we do that and we like it when you do that so that we can bring you more videos. So this is one of our quick 5 to 15 minute videos. You don't have time to go pour a cup of coffee, just join us and we're going to answer some of your questions. So first of all, from today until Sunday, all of our shrink wrap and all of our labels are currently 35% off. And it got me thinking for this video, like what might people want to hear? And I went through all the emails you guys have sent over time, and the one question we get over and over is, when are you going to carry shrink wrap that you can smell through? And it's funny, if you can smell through shrink wrap and smell the fragrance of your soap, that means that air is going in and out. And one of the advantages to shrink wrap is that your products don't evaporate. It means that the weight you put on your label at the time of the sale is likely the weight when your customer buys it. Maybe it's been sitting on a store shelf or in storage for a craft show for 6 months. So you don't really want that air exchange. You want it to be airtight. But I also understand the question on, hey, I want my customers to be able to smell my fragrances because they're awesome. And hopefully you're using Crafter's Choice fragrance oils. So today I'm going to give you an alternative to what you can do. You still can use the regular shrink wrap that's airtight, but you can print labels such as this one that we have here. And these are small round labels that we sell at Wholesale Supplies Plus, and we put the word sniff on them. And we put these through a laser printer, not an inkjet printer. And what we did is we took a 2-ounce bottle of 91% rubbing alcohol, and we have this here at Handmade Studio, but you can get it at the drugstores. And we put about 10 milliliters of fragrance oil in this 2-ounce bottle. And what I'm going to do is just spray the paper with the fragrance. And while we talk, we're going to let this dry. And in this case, I used fresh picked strawberries because it's going to snow here in Ohio today, and I'm dreaming about summer. But we're going to let that dry. And what we've done is essentially created scented labels. And you can kind of see already that it's drying. You know, the paper is going back to a regular color. If you didn't want to spray it, what you could do is take some coconut oil, mix it with a few drops of fragrance oil, and put drops on. The reason why I don't always like that is because the paper can stay a little bit oily, but I know not everybody has the rubbing alcohol on hand, so I wanted to show you my preferred way and then also an alternative. But you can see these are dry, and it definitely smells like the fresh pricked strawberry, not the rubbing alcohol. And all I would do is peel one of these off and put it on the back of a bar of soap so that now if it's on the shelf, if the customer picks it up and it's airtight and you want to smell it, or they want to smell it, all they have to do is smell the back label where it says sniff. And I also want to show that this method, none of the ink ran off the paper. It all stayed nice and crisp. I like the craft paper for this. If you use white, don't use the glossy white paper, just use the regular white paper. The clear labels will not work with this technique. So that's your tip for airtight shrink wrap. If you happen to pack your soap in boxes, and this is a beautiful soap from a customer, one of our customers that we sell here at Handmade Studio. But in this situation, what you could do, if the soap was wrapped in shrink wrap, isn't that just a gorgeous soap she made? You could put a small drop of oil on the inside of the box to keep it airtight. You know, so this is shrink wrapped airtight, but you like the box because maybe it goes with your design or your branding. You could put a small drop of oil on the inside of the box, or you could use the same method with the spray bottle and spray the inside of the box and then close it up. So that's that. All of our shrink wrap is on sale today until Sunday, so I wanted to show you a few that are our best sellers for soap makers. This is the 155 by 55. And what I wanted to show you is usually this goes on a jar lid. But I think it's super cool if you were, here, let me use this one. If this bar was not shrink wrapped, you could take it long ways and you can shrink wrap this. Our shrink wrap shrinks 40% of its original size. So don't be concerned if it's too big, but you could actually shrink wrap it so that the bottom and the sides all get wrapped, but a decorative top could still be displayed. Like sometimes if you have like whip tops, the question I get is, how do I wrap this soap without squishing my whip topping? So you could use something like this, and that would leave the whip topping visible. We also have the regular soap bands, which are the 102 by 102, and this is by far our most popular shrink wrap. And all you would do is slide your bar of soap into the band. And if it's melt and pour soap, I highly encourage you to use a hair dryer because a heat gun will melt your soap. But if it's cold process, you could use a heat gun and just go on the sides and it'll shrink right down. If you just want the very center of your soap covered, hey, save some money. Cut this in half and you'll get 2 for 1. Something like this, a nice, in this case, this is a strawberry and champagne bubble cake. This is made by Sandhouse Soaps. We sell it here at Handmade Studio. You could take a bag, a shrink wrap bag. This is the 4x6 bag. Put it in, and then you can take a flat iron, a very small flat iron, and heat seal around it. Cut it away and then shrink it, and that's how you get something really nice and tight. And you do the same technique with a ball. So those are the kind of the tips with the shrink wrap. If you have other questions regarding shrink wrap, I'll be online for about an hour, but just remember that we all have to abide by the Fair Packaging and Label Act, which means your weight has to be correct on your product. If you're making product now for the fall and it might dehydrate, the government doesn't say, oh, what was the weight when you first made it? It's the weight at the time of sale. So shrink wrap can really help you avoid that evaporation and water loss so that you're really able to get the top dollar for your work because you're not selling something maybe at 4.2 ounces, you're selling it at the 4.5 ounces it was originally made. Our labels, we have rounds, we have ovals, we have arches, we have rectangles and squares, we have the clear, we have white glossy, we have craft, we even have chalkboard paper that's super cool that a lot of people are using where they're handwriting with chalkboard markers. So that's it. I promised you guys a quick 15-minute video. If you have any questions, post online. Otherwise, don't forget to like us, share us, let us know what videos you want to see in the future. Don't forget to tune in February 22nd, where Allison Vogt and I will be doing soaping and slippers. I already got our silky PJs. So we're really looking forward to a fun spa recipe that we're going to make with a couple glasses of wine and have a lot of fun. So that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.